Most people think a garage is a place to store things: cars, tools, old boxes, random parts. But if you pay attention long enough, a garage tells a different story. It shows how a man deals with reality when reality stops being polite. The bolt moves, or it does not. The engine starts, or it does not. You get your feedback almost instantly. And once you see it that way, you start noticing there are 7 levels of men in a garage. The first is the spectator. Picture your regular 9 to 5 dad coming home after a long day at work, dropping his bag by the door, eating dinner in silence, then spending the next 3 hours watching garage builds on YouTube like he is studying for a life he never enters. Restoration videos, tool reviews, engine rebuilds, rust removal. Every night, more clips. Every weekend, more saving. The phone fills up with playlists titled Future Projects, while the old lawnmower in the corner stays broken because the screen gives him the feeling of progress without actually doing anything. That is the protection. As long as nothing gets attempted, nothing gets tested. Are you that type of man? The second is the passive optimizer. This is your regular office worker who gets a bonus, walks into the hardware store with a new sense of purpose, and comes home with a workbench, a full tool set, storage bins, LED lights, and enough labels to make the garage look like a showroom. Every screwdriver has a place. Every socket is lined up. Every shelf is neat enough to impress anyone who walks in. The problem is simple. The garage looks finished before the work even starts. A spotless setup feels safe because it never asks for risk. No scratched paint, no stripped bolt, no failed attempt. Just order, just potential, just the illusion of movement. Is this also you? The third is the intellectual. Picture your regular engineer dad, the one who reads manuals for fun, knows torque specs by memory, and talks about engines the way other people talk about weather. One weekend, a rusted bolt on his son's bike refuses to move. The theory is all there. The confidence is there too. Then the bolt snaps, the plan breaks, and the whole thing turns into a long search through forums, videos, and old notes because reality refused to respect the model inside his head. That is the trap. Knowledge without tolerance for friction falls apart fast. The fourth is the frustrated apprentice. Picture your regular warehouse worker who gets tired of paying mechanics for every small problem and decides to handle the brakes on his own. Parts are bought, tutorials are watched, tools are laid out. The first hour feels hopeful. The second hour starts dragging. By the fourth hour, the car is still not finished. One step got done wrong, and the whole job has to be redone while frustration climbs faster than skill. That stage hurts. It feels like failure, but it is only the price of entry. But if you're here, you're actually showing promise. The fifth is the builder. Same man, different mind. Now the next repair goes wrong and the reaction is different. No spiraling, no throwing tools, just a quiet pause, a second look, and a steady line that sounds something like, "All right, let's find the part I missed." Off comes the piece again. The mistake gets found. The fix gets made. The job takes longer than planned, but the nervous energy never takes over. That is growth. Are you here? Comment below. The problem stops feeling like an insult. It starts feeling like information. The sixth is the thinker. Picture a small business owner who notices sales dropping and refuses to panic. Most people blame ads, blame the market, blame timing, blame luck. This man looks deeper because years of solving physical problems taught him to search for the weak link. Response times are slow. Messages sit too long. Follow-up is broken. One small delay keeps repeating through the whole business, and once it gets seen, the whole system starts making sense. That is the shift. Symptoms stop being the story. The real cause becomes the focus. The seventh is the master builder. Picture your regular father in his 50s coming home after work, walking into the garage not because something is falling apart, but because that is where his mind settles. A shelf needs reinforcing. A machine needs tuning. A loose part needs attention. None of it creates panic. None of it feels heavy. When life outside gets loud, that same garage becomes the quiet place where the mind remembers how to work. The teenage son comes in stressed about school. The wife is tired from a long day. Something else breaks in the house. Everyone else starts panicking, not him. Years of working with real objects, real friction, and real consequences have trained a different response. Problems are not emergencies. They are chessboards. So he looks at the issue, asks the first useful question, and starts there. That is the final level. Not knowledge alone, not tools alone. Agency. The kind of confidence built from proving over and over that when something breaks, you do not freeze. You figure it out. And that is why a garage is never only a garage. It is a place where a man learns who he is when the screen goes dark and the real work begins. Comment below if you see yourself in any of the levels.